everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 15 required driving maneuvers for the road test. That's right, I'll be going over 15 maneuvers that are required for when you are taking the road test, okay? So I can't say that every single road test everywhere around the world is going to require all of these maneuvers, right? Because I don't know every single road test everywhere all around the world. I can't say that. But what I can say is that the vast majority of road tests, almost every single road test that I've ever heard of, will indeed require these 15 maneuvers. Let's get right into the video now that we're on the road. Number one is leaving a parking space or moving off. So essentially, you're gonna have to start the road test, and you're either gonna be parked in a parking space, or you're gonna be pulled over on the side of the road. Most of the time, it's gonna be parked in a parking space. So you gotta leave that parking space, or you gotta move off from being pulled over, okay? That's number one, straightforward. Number two, parking of some sort, okay? Now, it all depends. Some places will require you to parallel park or reverse park or forward park, but you're gonna have to park in some way, shape, or form, because whenever you stop driving, you have to park your car. So with that being said, they're gonna test you on parking of some sort, okay? Number three is turning right. So you're gonna have to obviously turn your car right, because I don't know of a single place in the world that only requires left turns all the time. So with that being said, I'm pretty certain that they're gonna test you on turning right. So know how to properly and safely make those right-hand turns. That brings us to number four, and I'm trying not to lose track over here. Number four is gonna be turning left. You guessed it. So obviously, in the same token, you're gonna have to turn left, because nowhere in the world only requires right turns. So you're gonna have to turn right and left, to sum it up. Number five is switching lanes, and most likely you're gonna have to switch lanes in both directions. Now with this one, it depends on where you live, because in some places there are just mostly roads with single lanes in them. So if that's the case, you're probably gonna be tested on switching lanes, but it'll probably be extremely minimal, okay? On the other hand, if you're driving in a major city like I am right now, I live in Toronto, which there are many different areas. Whoa, there's a police officer here. I don't know why I always get so nervous. What I'm doing is completely legal. I'm talking to a camera. I'd already been mounted by the time I started driving. It's completely legal, but I always get nervous. Anyways, I'm driving in Toronto. That's where I live. And there are many single lane, dual lane, triple lane, quadruple lane streets, highways. So we get tested a lot on switching lanes. But in general, most of the time, you're going to be tested on switching lanes at least once. Most likely, it'll be at least twice or three times in both directions, okay? And like to the right and to the left, okay? Number six is speed management. Now, no matter what you're doing, you always have to manage your speed, whether you are driving the speed limit, whether you are accelerating, whether you are braking. It's all about managing your speed. You're always managing your speed, in fact, okay, as a matter of fact. Number seven is steering control. Now, here's the thing. Whether you're turning right or left, or even if you're driving in a completely straight line, you always have to control your steering. And that's why they're going to be looking at your steering control. Do you have control over your steering wheel at any given moment? Okay? With that being said, keep two hands on the wheel as often as you can, and it will help you with your steering control. Number eight is checking your mirrors. Checking your mirrors is extremely important. For many different reasons, but basically it tells you what's going on behind your car. Now, essentially, another police officer, what's happening here? This is my parents' neighborhood. What's going on here? What's going on? I work close to where they live, so I go to their house at lunch sometimes, film, grab a little snack, whatever the case is. Anyways, so checking your mirrors shows you what you can't see when you're looking out the front windshield of the car. And it's very important. You will be marked on whether or not you check the mirrors and how often and how well you check them. Okay, number nine is the right of way. So basically, are you demonstrating that you know the right of way? Okay, now when you approach a stop sign, an intersection, even when you're just driving on a regular road, you should definitely know what the right of way is. You should know who is basically supposed to be having the right of way. And you got to know who deserves a right of way, and you have to demonstrate that, okay? It's very simple and straightforward. Number 10 is stopping safely, okay? So when you come to a stop sign, or if you have to stop, even if you don't have a stop sign, if you have to stop to give someone else the right of way, knowing how to stop safely and demonstrating that is a key factor, okay? Number 11 is accelerating smoothly. You got to know how to accelerate smoothly, just like this. So when you're starting off, you got to know how to accelerate smoothly. You don't want the driving test examiner to be like this. No. Accelerate smoothly. They will be paying attention to that most definitely, okay? Number 12 is shifting gears. So basically, if you're driving a manual car, obviously you're going to have to shift through the gears. Even if you're driving an automatic car, you're still going to have to shift into the correct gear, whether it's reverse, drive, whatever the case is. So knowing which gear to shift into and sort of how to shift gears properly is going to most definitely help you on your driving test, and they're going to be most definitely paying attention to those things, okay? Next up is going to be number 13, which is going through an intersection. So as you're driving, you're gonna have to go through many different intersections, okay? Very simple and straightforward. You gotta know how to go through those intersections. Know what to do. Are you covering your brake like you're supposed to in some cases, right? Are you looking both ways before you go through the intersection? Are you just driving like this? And then like they're gonna be wondering, am I safe in this car? And that's gonna be problematic for you and your ability to pass the test, okay? Number 14 is reversing. Whether you're reversing out of the parking spot, whether you're reversing as in parallel parking, or just reversing to, reversing somewhere in a parking lot, whatever the case is, they're going to be seeing whether or not you know what to do. Are you steering correctly when you reverse? Are you going at the right speed? Are you observing your mirrors? Are you observing through all your windows? All of those things are important. Last but not least, I'm trying to make this video not so long because it could have easily been like 25 minutes. I'm trying to go over them briefly. Last but not least is number 15, which is staying centered in a lane. So as you're driving, you got to be able to control the steering wheel to stay centered in that lane. If you're swerving right and left, it's dangerous and it shows that you don't have control over the vehicle and you're probably not going to pass. So make sure that you know how to stay centered in the lane and you demonstrate that. And that's it. Sorry about the poor lighting. The sun is just shining in my eyes and it's just all we can do about it. Anyways, those are 15 required driving maneuvers, 15 required driving maneuvers for the road test. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.